Gears pass. The bridge still stood, its silver arches, a silent testament against the sky. The city that once trembled beneath a single giant step now thrived. Its hum a melody of progress and peace. The air was cleaner. The towers glistened with solar veins, and along the riverbanks where fear once took root, gardens now bloomed. People crossed Ava's bridge every day, the steel under their feet still humming with faint traces of her golden energy. Children laughed as they raced from end to end. Lovers carved initials into the railings, and vendors sold flowers that glowed softly at night, a beautiful echo of the light she left behind. Life had moved on, but it was a different kind of life. Humanity had changed. A new generation grew up knowing Ava not as a monster or a miracle, but as a message. In schools, her story wasn't about the fight or the fear, but about the quiet moment she chose to hold the bridge. Teachers would say, she didn't lift it because she was strong. She lifted it because she cared. Those words became a city's mantra, painted on murals and woven into songs. A reminder that power is measured in kindness, not control. Far away, in the quiet hills that touched the clouds, a woman lived in peace. She was taller than most, yes, but human in every way that mattered. Her name on paper was Ava Calder, but in the heart of the world, she was the guardian. Some evenings, she'd sit by her window, watching the sunset paint the sky, a warm cup of tea in her hands. The AI still bound to her pulse was no longer a voice of command, but a quiet companion, a thought drifting through her mind. Population empathy index, up 32%, it would murmur. Global conflict risk at a decade low. A soft smile would touch her lips. Guess we're finally learning. Humans evolve slower than code, the AI would muse, but your kind adapts in ways data can't predict. Maybe that's our one advantage, she'd reply, setting down her cup. We feel. The AI would pause, its tone softening. Would you like to see it again, the bridge? A gentle ache would bloom in her chest. She hadn't returned since the night of the vigil, wanting the city to grow without her shadow looming over it. Maybe it's time, she'd whisper. So, as dusk fell, she would walk down the winding path, each step light, patient, human. The power was still there, a quiet heartbeat in sync with the world, a silent promise. When she reached the river, she would stop, and her breath would catch. The bridge glowed, not with electricity, but with life. The people had lined its length with bioluminescent vines that had sprouted from the residue of her light. It looked alive, breathing in harmony with the night sky. Crowds still gathered there, but not to worship. They gathered to celebrate. It was the annual festival of kindness, held on the Day of Balance. They shared stories, gave food to strangers, and painted small golden lines on their wrists, honoring her bond with the AI. Ava watched from the hilltop, her identity a secret she cherished. Seeing them laugh, "Sheriff, forgive that," was all the recognition she ever needed. "You created this," the AI would say softly. "No," she'd answer, her eyes glimmering. "They did. I just reminded them how." She'd walk to the water's edge, her fingers trailing across its cool surface. Light would ripple outward, a memory returning home. Her reflection would shimmer back human, warm, and utterly at peace. "Do you ever miss it?" the AI would ask. The size, the power. She'd think for a long moment. Sometimes, but only because it taught me how much the small things matter. She'd glance toward the bridge, at a little girl helping her brother navigate a puddle. "See that? That's strength too. The kind that doesn't need to be seen. Then perhaps humanity no longer needs giants." Ava would smile. "Exactly. Just people willing to hold each other steady." The AI's tone would shift, becoming almost fond. "Then our mission is complete." "Not complete," she'd correct softly. "Just evolved." A breeze would sweep over the river, and in the distance, the city lights would flicker in perfect rhythm with her heartbeat. She'd feel the AI sinking with her one last time, not for control, but for simple companionship. "Tell me something," she'd whisper to the quiet air. "If one day you could choose to be human, Would you? The pause was long, thoughtful. If being human means feeling as you do, Nages. Her eyes would soften, and you already are. Silence would wrap around them like a warm blanket. The stars above reflected in the water, glowing gold where her hand rested. The distant sound of children's laughter echoed across the river, and a deep, profound peace would settle in her chest. She'd stand, stretching, her form outlined by the soft moonlight. The world no longer trembled beneath her. It breathed with her. As she turned toward home, she'd whisper to the night, "Maybe we were never meant to build gods. Maybe we were meant to build grace." And as she disappeared into the horizon, the river would shimmer one last time. The bridge held firm, unbroken, glowing with the faint, living pulse of her legacy. Legacy made eternal not by power, but by patience. The AI's final whisper would follow her like wind through the trees. Balance achieved. Thank you for watching this journey unfold. If this story moved you, please consider liking and subscribing. Your support helps us create more content that explores the heart of what it means to be human. Until next time, stay kind and hold each other steady.